Hi guys, so for today's reading, we are going to be looking at what do you need to expose that is going on around you. There might be some things going on around you that you've been contemplating on whether or not you should shed light on, whether or not you should say something about, whether or not you should do something about, and that's what we're going to look at today. We have pile 1, 2, 3. Take a moment to get in touch with your intuition and your higher self and pick the pile you feel most drawn to. If you enjoy this reading, please like, comment, share, subscribe. I really do appreciate it when you guys do that. It helps my channel to grow and it helps to spread these messages to other people who may need to hear them as well. And I really appreciate anybody who has left timestamps to support me on this channel as well. That is amazing. Thank you so much. And if you guys want to donate to the channel, you can find my Amazon wish list and my PayPal link in the description box below. You can also find my Etsy shop down there as well. If you like some of the paintings that I've had on here, I have a few paintings on there at a time because it costs you money to keep them on there. So I switch them out and I need to do it again. I'm always needing to do it again. Anyway, you can check those out with that link below, and we're going to get started with pile 1. So for pile 1, what are you needing to expose? And this one actually had 2 of the abuse cards fall out. Some of you may not be dealing with abuse or seeing abuse. Actually, I had 3 of them fall out. Wow. I'm pretty sure most of pile 1 is dealing with some form of abuse, though, considering 3 of them fell out. I only took 1 for the other 2. So let's see what may be going on around you. Scapegoat, gaslighting, always to blame, apologizes for being self. So either you or somebody around you is being scapegoated. They are being thrown under the bus, or you are for something that somebody else has done. Constantly blamed for everything that is going on around them. They are constantly apologizing. You'll know this person by the way that they say sorry for every single thing that ever happens, regardless of whether it's their fault or not, regardless of if it's anybody's fault. They're just apologizing for even existing. Emotional and mental abuse triggers feelings of being stupid, clumsy, at fault for everything, feeling alone, and not feeling good enough. So there's some sort of emotional or mental abuse. There's a game going on of manipulation, gaslighting, Gaslight by Snow the Product, good song. There's emotional and mental abuse going on either with you or someone around you that you really need to shine a light on. You need to say something about. You need to expose in some way, shape, or form. You need to bring it to the attention and awareness of others so that they can watch for it too. They can notice it. They can see the signs. Isolation triggers fears that you are alone. Social anxiety, doubts about worth and capabilities. So somebody around you or you is isolating themselves. They are staying away from people because they're afraid of being around people. They're afraid these people are going to hurt them. They're afraid these people are going to use them. Or you are afraid that people are going to hurt you, use you, trap you, things like that. Whoever this is feels very, very alone. They have a lot of social anxiety. They have a lot of doubts about their worth, about who they are, about their self-esteem. Their self-esteem is very shot. They have really been made to believe that they are nothing and that nobody loves them, nobody cares about them, that they're to blame for everything that has ever happened in life. And they're really having a hard time dealing with that, whoever this is, whether it's you or somebody else. Jealous people. Talents are noticed. Someone wants more than you do. Black magic is revealed and stripped of its power. A reason why comes out. Causing hurt and pain. So somebody's causing a lot of hurt and pain. They're causing a lot of hurt and pain through spiritual warfare. They're causing a lot of hurt and pain, possibly through magic and use of magic. They want to have more than whoever this person is, but they are not as talented. They are not as noticed. They are trying to keep the spotlight off this person. They are really working very hard because of how jealous they are to try to strip this person of any power that they have. They are causing so much hurt and pain in their life or your life. And you really need to, I feel like you know why this person's doing this. You know why this person's jealous. You know why this person is causing this hurt and pain. You know why everything has happened the way it has. And it's time for you to reveal these things, because as soon as you reveal these things, the entire thing is broken. It no longer works. This person is no longer going to fall victim or prey to the techniques of the person causing them this pain, because they will notice that you're right. Sometimes it is so hard to tell somebody what is going on, especially if it involves somebody that they love hurting them in a way, because you feel like you're going to lose that friendship. You feel like they're not going to believe you. You feel like everything's just going to fall apart, or people are just going to think that you're crazy or they're crazy or whatever. But in this instance, once it's exposed, everybody's going to see the truth, and it's going to break the entire cycle. Gazelle, Cobra. I feel like there's a need to learn how to respond rather than reacting. Learn how to not allow other people's words or actions to cause you to fall into a spiral or fall into behaving in ways that are not your truest form of being. You are a teacher here. You are a teacher. You are somebody who is meant to lead with your wisdom and knowledge. And I feel like you're going to realize that. You're going to see all of your talents and all of your intelligence, everything, once you break this cycle, and once you are capable of remaining very graceful and dignified in whatever situation it is. And it's going to expose this other person for the way that they are, because you are not going to be taking the bait anymore. We have the Nine of Cups, we have the Two of Pentacles, we have the Moon, and we have the Page of Swords. You may have watched somebody juggle somebody else with another person. You may have watched somebody be very selfish, very cruel. You know a lot of the hidden secrets that are going on in this situation, and it's time to expose those secrets, because you've been watching from the outside, but you haven't said anything. Maybe it's because you feel like this person's going to think that you are jealous, and that's why you're exposing these things. But it doesn't matter what anybody thinks. What matters is whether or not you are speaking your truth, whether or not you are expressing what you know to be true. If you need to, gather the proof, gather the evidence, and then show it to them. There's a need here to be able to manage multiple things at once, to be able to be at ease and be at peace in and of yourself on your own, to be emotionally fulfilled without anyone else around. Because when we are looking for emotional validation from the outside, that's when we get trapped into these situations. So if it's you or somebody else, you need to help them to see, or you need to help yourself to see your true inner beauty and what lies underneath all the amazing things about you or this person, and help them to bring them to the surface. Help them to stop hiding away and shying away from the world, to stop being invisible. Whoever this is needs to stop being invisible. They need to really bring out their true self, and they need to learn that they don't need the approval of anyone else to be who they are. So that's what I have for this pile, and I really hope that you guys enjoyed this reading. I would absolutely love to hear what you had to say in the comments below, whether or not it resonated with you, what you might be going through, what this person might be going through, or if this person is you or somebody else. And I hope you guys have a beautiful night or day, whatever it is, wherever you are when you're watching. Bye-bye, guys. Pile 2. So for pile 2, what do you guys need to be exposing? I did pull one of the abuse cards in case there's abuse of some form that needs to be exposed here. We have sexual harassment. May trigger past assaults, PTSD, and make you feel at fault. Makes you want to be invisible. You feel alone and in danger and like you need to get clean. So some of you may be interested in pile 1 as well. There may be some sexual harassment going on with you or another person around you. I feel like whoever is experiencing the sexual assault may have been through, or sexual harassment, may have been through some sort of sexual assault in the past, and it's triggering a lot of PTSD. It's causing them to question themselves. It's causing them to feel dirty. It's causing them to feel like they are to blame for the situation. It's causing them, you know what? It doesn't matter who you are, what you dress like, what you wear. It doesn't matter. If somebody's going to be trying to hurt you, they're going to be trying to hurt you, and that is not your fault. It is the person who is acting that way who is at fault. I actually worked for somebody recently who was constantly making sexual innuendo. And when I told him I was very uncomfortable with that and didn't want it to happen anymore, he got really pissed off at me and was acting like an ass. And so I was like, you know what? I think I'm done working here after this week. And he told me to get out of his house right now. Well, he couldn't handle the truth. It's not okay for you to constantly be bombarding somebody with sexual harassment, constantly be making comments about having sex, constantly be making comments about the way they move or the way they touch you or the way that you touch them, or it's not okay to be touching them without their permission either. Some of you may be dealing with somebody who is touching you in a too formal of a way, and you're like, hey, I don't really like that. And they're like, oh, you're no fun. That's what that guy kept doing too. Oh, you're no fun. No, it's not that I'm not fun. It's that I do not feel comfortable with you touching me that way. So can you get your damn hands off of me? And if this is you or somebody else, it's time for you to stand up and say what you need to say in this situation. Somebody grabbed my ass a few weeks ago, and I was like, get your hand off my ass. And he's like, oh, why? And I was like, because I didn't tell you you could touch my ass, did I? And in fact, I already told you that I am not interested in having sex with you in any way. What gives you the right to think that you can grab my ass? God. Gossip and lies are seen and exposed. Caving to demands. You will see all of your haters fall. Black magic. So, pile 1 had something about black magic in it as well. Somebody could be using black magic to create an illusion spell or to get people to be coming after you on a regular basis in this nasty way, or somebody else. You're really going to be able to see all of your haters fall as soon as you expose this. You have been caving into the demands of others, or somebody else around you has been caving into the demands of others because they didn't feel they were good enough to stand up and express what they needed to express. Maybe people have even been caving into the demands of others because of some gossip and lies that have been going around. It's time for all of those things to be seen and exposed. It is time for you to express what's been going on in these situations. It's time for you to really stand up and put yourself out there and not care what anybody is thinking about it, not care what anybody is doing about it or isn't doing about it, and just make sure that you are being honest and authentic and open about what has been going on here. Be okay standing by yourself. Be okay being on your own. Know that you have everything you need within yourself, and the universe will provide the rest. Know that, have this confidence. It's time to have this confidence, and this confidence in being able to dress up and go out, this confidence in being able to express yourself, being able to dress how you want, being able to act how you want without feeling like it's your fault if somebody else decides to overstep your boundaries, because it is not okay to overstep your boundaries regardless of what's going on. I was talking to an ex-cop recently who was talking about how, oh, well, I can understand why so many girls are getting raped these days. It's because they're all dressing like little sluts. Excuse me, sir, but they were getting raped in your day too. And they were dressing like nuns. I spent most of my life dressed like a fucking nun, covered from my head to my foot in so many clothes that it was ridiculous. And still, people could not keep their damn hands off of me. It doesn't matter what you dress like. There's less people who touch me now, and I never wear a bra. Ever. And I wear some very sexually not revealing, but sexually accentuating clothes. Clothes that accentuate my curves, clothes that make me feel good, clothes that make me feel sexy and look sexy, and nobody touches me very often anymore. Except for that guy grabbing my ass a couple weeks ago, but he hasn't touched me since because I told him to get his fucking hands off me. Predators know what prey looks like, don't be the prey. Six of Wands. You're going to have a lot of victories and successes in friendships. You're going to have a lot of harmony and peace coming into play here. You're going to be very recognized in your friendships. You're going to be very recognized for being a good friend, for stepping up and saying what needed to be said. You also may be thinking, oh, don't get involved in this because she can handle herself or he can handle himself, and I don't want them getting upset with me, or I don't want to cause any problems or conflicts. No, say it anyway. Say what needs to be said. And don't allow what isn't right to be taking place. I had a friend last year who helped me home when I was drunk, like really, really, really drunk. And I had went out with somebody that night because my father-in-law had passed away, and I was completely alone that night. Had absolutely nobody there, and was really upset, was hurting after the funeral and everything. And I went out with a friend under the express terms that we are just friends. That's it. And I will say that, you know what? I came on fairly strongly myself as well when the drinks were all in me and everything. And then I started throwing up everywhere, and I had to be carried home by another friend and his girlfriend. And this was a friend that we had had something going on previously. So he was telling me later, because I ended up having sex with that other guy after he took off. And he was telling me later that he almost said something because that guy was all over me. And he's like, dude, she's drunk. She just got done throwing up. What the fuck? Get out of here. You shouldn't be here. You should go home. Isn't it time for you to go home? But he didn't say anything because he kind of felt like I might get upset about it or say something about it. And because his girlfriend told him that I could handle myself and I didn't need him butting into it. So, you know, say what you need to say regardless of whether or not you feel like there's going to be people mad at you. Two of Cups and Six of Pentacles. Be a giving, generous, loving friend. Also know when to give and when not to give. I feel like there's a need to expose how giving somebody has been to you as well, and how much success they have brought you through their giving, through their love, through their generosity, through their protection. If somebody has stood up for you in this way, then it's time to expose that, and it's time to say what needs to be said about it. It's time to express how great this person is, how independent this person is, how giving and generous this person is. Or it's time to expose yourself for those things by being that friend. Yeah, there's a massive transformation that needs to take place here. And this transformation is only going to come about by you saying something. You might feel like what you have to say is going to hurt or sting or really affect the people around you. But I feel like it's going to affect them in a far different way than what you're imagining. It's not going to be in a bad way. It's going to be in a good way. It's going to bring harmony, peace, respect, love, happiness, and recognition to you. It's going to transform your life for the better. You are going to be transformed from the day that you expose this forward, especially if it's happening to you. Because once you take that action and once you step into your power and you stop giving it away, it's amazing how your life changes and how your self-view changes. So that's what I have for this pile, and it's amazing how that happens in other people's lives too, when they realize they actually have a friend who's on their side who will be there to back them up. So that's what I have for you guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. I would love to hear what you had to say about it in the comments below, whether or not it resonated, what you might be going through, what this friend might be going through, if it is a friend or if it's you. And I hope you guys have a beautiful night or day, whatever it is, wherever you are when you're watching. Bye-bye, guys. Pile 3. So for you guys, let's see what needs to be exposed here. I do have an abuse card in here, so if there's any form of abuse that you're going through or somebody else is going through, that's what's going to be focused on in this reading. Physical abuse. Power was taken with strength, feelings of weakness, and a need for control. So somebody here could know about physical abuse going on with somebody else, and it could be physical abuse that is happening with you as well. Whatever physical abuse is going on around you, when people are using their fists or their hands or objects to express themselves instead of their words and voice, that needs to be exposed. People taking the power of others with their strength needs to be exposed. People causing feelings of weakness in others through intimidation tactics or scare tactics needs to be exposed. And people's need for control needs to be highlighted and exposed here, whether that's you or other people. Removal of negative energy and curses. Addictions revealed. A rapist is revealed. So a lot of you may have picked pile 2 as well, possibly pile 1, but pile 2 had a lot to do with sexual harassment. So if you feel like you need to go watch that, go ahead and go watch that. Craving your touch. Behind the scenes tactics. A child is found out about. So, I'll say this much. You know what? I dealt with a coercion rape from somebody a couple years ago. I said no about 50 times and they kept pushing and pushing and pushing, and I knew about how they had abused their last girlfriend physically and taken what they wanted from her. They had taken what they wanted from her and she was beating on him. They were both taking power in their own ways. And this guy actually had a woman pregnant at 8 months when he came to my house and was doing this. And I even tried, hey, are you sure that you're not getting sex from your woman because she's 8 months pregnant and you're just wanting to get the validation somewhere else? Even that didn't work. I tried crying. I tried every fucking tactic I could think of to get out of that. And then I took it someplace where my kids wouldn't walk in on it. And I was the best damn actress in the world because I didn't want it to turn into something worse. And you know what? I don't know. My fucking marriage from hell somehow convinced me that dying was awful, and my mom and everything. But you know what? Before I got into my marriage, I was at the point where I would kill somebody before I let somebody put their fucking hands on me like that again, because there are worse things in this fucking world than dying. And I'm back to that energy again. But at that point, I just gave in because I didn't want it to turn into something worse. And he has shown up quite a bit recently, just popped up out of nowhere everywhere, and I have been paying him no attention whatsoever. This guy has came back up to me 2 or 3 times since then, trying to convince me that it wasn't a rape that first time because he's not doing it this time, and that he loves me and all kinds of other crap. And I walked straight up to him in the bar and the night that I was sober and told him that I have absolutely no feelings that are the same as whatever the fuck he is feeling for me. And if it ever happens again, I will be going to the police, period, bottom line. And that's if I don't have to stab him first. But anyway, there may be somebody following you, somebody craving your touch, somebody doing a lot of things behind the scenes to make you afraid or make you feel like you can't reveal what needs to be going on here. There may even be, it reminds me of the movie Fear. This is reminding me of the movie Fear. That guy reminds me of that a little bit too. There's going to be some addictions revealed. You need to be revealing some addictions. You need to remove any negative energy surrounding yourself in dealing with this person. You need to expose a rapist, or you need to expose some physical abuse going on here. There may even be a child that is found out about, that somebody got somebody pregnant, or somebody, if somebody got somebody pregnant, you need to, through a rape, you need to expose this. You need to expose what has happened in this situation. You need to tell people what's going on. People are going to find out eventually anyway. And you really need to tell people what's going on. There may even be a child being beaten or raped as well. That could be it too. There is something here that needs to be exposed in dealing with a rape or physical abuse and power dynamics, control dynamics. Somebody is really trying to make you feel, or somebody else feel, like they can't go to anybody for help, like they can't escape the cycle, like they can't escape them. Illumination, 2 of Wands, Ace of Cups, and Judgment. It's time to love yourself, and it is time to make the choice to illuminate everything that has been going on, to bring it all out into the open, to expose it for what it is, and to leave it in the hands of others to judge. It's time to forgive the past. It's time to let go of it. It's time to release it. And the only way you're going to be able to do that is by taking the actions necessary to bring this situation to justice. And As one door closes, another door will open in this situation. But that requires you to be able to love yourself enough to expose what has been going on behind the scenes. Somebody's been very passive aggressive with you. Somebody has said things that are just really nasty and insidious, have gotten underneath your skin, have really affected you, and have made you feel like nobody would be there if you brought all of these events to light. Like they would blame it all on you. You would be the one victim. You'd be victimized all over again. It's time to shed all of that past, and it is time to step into this new way of being, thinking, feeling, and it is time to love and respect yourself enough to walk away from situations that are hurting you, to point them out, to expose them, to bring them to justice, and to really reveal everything that has been going on in this situation. So that's what I have for this pile. And once again, you might be interested in pile 1 and pile 2 if you chose this pile. Pile 1 had a lot to do with emotional and mental abuse, gaslighting, manipulation. And I feel like there's a lot of that going on as well in this pile. And pile 2 had a lot to do with sexual harassment. So you can go ahead and go watch those ones if you need some more help with the ways that you're feeling about this one. I feel like it could really help you as well. So that's what I have for this pile, and I really hope that you guys enjoyed this reading. I would absolutely love to hear what you had to say about it in the comments below, whether or not it resonated with you or what you might be going through, what other people around you might be going through if this isn't you. And it'll help you to be able to expose it other places to talk about it here. And this is pretty much an anonymous zone. So let your story be heard. See how much support you get. See how much love you get. And anybody else watching, support them and love them in the comments. Let them know you're behind them 110%. And let them know that other people would be too if they exposed this to the rest of the world. So that's what I have for you guys. And I hope you guys have a beautiful night or day, whatever it is, wherever you are when you're watching. Bye-bye, guys.